Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, AJ Ranger Strong One. Oh my goodness, I didn't even prepare for this. So sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on a second. Um, where was I at? Um, Google Docs, right? Okay, okay, Google Docs. Yeah, good point. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite albums. I just this is just a list. I was talking to a lot of people, and it turns out I told them I had like 200, and that might be possibly true. I just don't have it all on here apparently for some reason. But anyways, let's get into the rank. I mean, not ranking, but my favorite albums and why it is my favorite albums. Um, First off, we have Taylor Swift. So the way how this is going to work is I'm gonna pull up my phone, remember why it is, and I have like so many. I can't remember all these stories, but I can tell you I can try my best to give you the context. But anyways, the Midnight's album by Taylor Swift. Reason why I liked it is I like this aesthetic. And yes, everybody's gonna say, AJ, you a Taylor Swift fan? I am sort of. I am sort of. But um the only thing I don't like about Taylor Swift is the politics part. That's all I can say. All I can say is I like her creativity, I will say, for Taylor Swift. And Midnight's there was a lot of songs that really hit me when she released this back in 2022. And the Midnights had tracks like Lavender Haze was a great one. Maroon was a great one. Anti-Hero was a great one. Midnight Rain was a good one. Question was a good one. Bejeweled was a good one. Karma was a good one. Sweet Nothing was a good one. Those are all the good tracks so far off of the album. So I'm just basically just telling you I like it because it was an aesthetic and it kind of branched me out a little bit, like saving myself from a little bit of my trauma with 2022 because I didn't like the year 2022 of how awful it was. And I just didn't like it. So, anyways, next one is Lover, also another album by Taylor Swift. Um, for this album, I was around the time, and I feel like I would say I think Lover is like the most cool concept I think out of Taylor Swift. I think. Um, so I was there when she was like releasing this, and this was 2019, and I remembered like when they were talking about the topic a lot with the Taylor Swift on the Today Show. I paid attention to it. It was just on the pop news, whatever that Today announces. I do watch the Today Show a lot sometimes. Not anymore. I used to watch a lot of times with Today's Show, and this stuff would be mentioned a lot. These were things that we're just looking forward to, and it was fun. I will admit that. Now for the songs, I like I Forgot That You Existed. I like Cruel Summer, Lover, The Man, Miss Americana, and the Heartbreak Prince, Paper Rings, Cornelia Street, um, You Need to Calm Down, Afterglow, Me, um, Daylight is another one that's also good off of the album as well. Those are all the songs that are off the album. Next one is George, To Be O George, Just Having Fun, Volume 3. Um, yeah, I like the album, I will say. And this is the album that basically made it to the list of me like ranking as a video. So this is the album I'm talking about. Um, yeah, I absolutely like George's album. Just having fun, Volume 3. I liked how it worked out and the sound of it is, and the album just brings me back to like times where I was like moving to a different house. So, anyways, here let me just pull up on my phone for real quick. Fun Volume 3. Sorry, I was typing when I was like doing this. Oh god. Alright, well just there we go. So the songs I really liked was Mega Good, Pedal to the Metal, Get Lost, All Night Grace, Crush, um, Dipped, Where's Your Brain. Those are like the songs I'd say consideredly to be my favorite. I might have missed a couple of them. That's because I don't like really all of the songs really, but I will say it's the vibe of it and the sound is just awesome about the album from George, I will say. And that's what all I have to say for that one. I really enjoyed working with George a little bit with it. Next one is 1111, another album by George. Um, so this one, if I could find it on my phone, it should be on here. Come on. Oh, he has it separated. Poop. 1111. I like the cover. I will say the art cover, and I like some songs. Like I like Too Much, which was a track, right? Or no, it was like Tomorrow was the track that I got introduced by George, and that's like how we actually met. Was his track? He sent me his track over on a platform, a different platform, and he told me to go listen to it. So I was like, okay, I'll go and listen to it. So I do. I go and look at it, and I was genuinely impressed by the rock or the guitar or something about it. It just sounded amazing. So I was like, okay, I might have to check out this artist. And so I go and check out this artist. And turned out to have pretty decent other songs as well as the thing. I like the next album after like the 1111 I checked out was Just Having Fun Volume 2, and yeah, I looked at the Cherry Cola track. That seemed to really surprise me, I will say, for that. Yeah, I like it. Um Honestly, the tracks that I like from 1111 is Tomorrow, Too Much, Circles, 1111, Boogie, By My Side, and 17. Those are good tracks, I will say, off of the album. Next one is obviously another mood swings, but it's another album by George and Chris Dreams. This one is another one I ranked as well. If you want to go check it out, please do. Um, but anyways, George, the cover really amazed me, and I was surprised by it. Honestly, I did. I was really like impressed by it, the way how the character was just floating or something, and it's just like a blue cover. Something about it, and then the aesthetic just stands out from Mood Swings. And Chris Dreams did a really good job on producing it, I will say. And fun fact, um, I got in contact with Curse Dreams, that guy, and he says he was gonna find me a beat, or he's gonna make a beat. Sorry, not find a beat. He's going to make this beat, and I don't know when he's going to get back with me, but he seems like a pretty busy guy, so I don't want to interrupt that. I hope he can. I don't think he'll listen to this video, or he will. I'll have to hit him back up just to remind him because people are mostly forgetting things these days, and it's not really pleasantly professional. But Curse Dreams did a great job off of the album with the producing. My favorite tracks: Don't Want Change, Bad Dune, Contest, Not a Care, Chillin' in Miami, Powerful, Know Your Worth, Concentrate, Vice, Can't Ignore Me, Let 'Em Have It, Love It, Spaceship. I love the album. I really love it. And don't I also want to do note something as well. Do not pay attention to the way how I ranked it as in numbers. This does not have no. It's not about the numbers and how this is all it is. This is just ranking. I mean, not ranking, but it's just a list of my favorite albums. I just thought I'd go over with and might find some interesting taste into it. But anyways, yeah, I like the Mood Swings album. Um, anyways, um, next one is 17 by XX Tentacion. Yes, I like the album 17. I was around the time when this came out, and I was on Fortnite or something, or if it was like a Fortnite montage, like a year after the song was actually released. But I could tell this is obviously a vibe, and something about it is just like memorable in some way because it just stands out. This stick just stands out, and I could probably tell you why. It probably might be why it's memorable is because of the Fortnite days. People did Fortnite montages of this stuff. That's the only thing I can say. I kind of got in contact with this album. Uh, but anyways, the 17. My favorite tracks are Jocelyn Flores, and Jocelyn Flores was a person that went to a hotel and she sued off herself, and it was sad, really sad to hear that story. She I don't know how it turned out, but it was really awful. I know it's a horrible story about it and a sad story about it as well. Um, but anyways, yeah, that's I think depression and obsession is a nice one. Everybody dies in their dreams was okay one, I suppose. Um, F love, I like that one. Carry on's a good one. But anyways, that's all I think for that. Yep. Next one is Question Mark by XX Tentacion. Tentacion. He had an interest. Has a really unique name too. If I could find this stinking, thank you. Um, straightly, it's another coincidence why I Fortnite days were going on, and that's how I also came across this album as well. Um, I even used montage to make it a montage, but that one has favorite tracks like Moonlight on there. Sad's a good one. The Remedy for a Broken Heart was a good one. Recently in um 2025 I came across a track called Floor 555, and that's another cool track I will say off of the album. Um it really hit me with that one, and it was really hard, and I started using that sort of sound with my Elephant in the Room, the track that I used. It was kind of influenced in a way with me making that song because of this, like the sound of it and the stick is just amazing. Anyways, Affinity is a good one. Going Down, that's like another one of the first songs I heard off of the album that was really good by him as well. Going Down. Going Down. Pain, Best Friend. Sorry, it was a little awkward when I said that. But Pain Equal Best Friend is another good one. Money Signs is a good one. Uh, Smash, Changes Hopes. Yeah, those were great ones, I will say, off of that album. Next one is Clips, Smokers Trap. It's all out on SoundCloud. It's not on YouTube. Unfortunately, it is on SoundCloud. And the Clips, I liked it, I will say. I'm going onto my SoundCloud right now. Eclipse. Hopefully, yep, there you go. I don't really like the cover, I will say, on the album, but could have been improved a little bit. No offense. But it seems like I liked almost every single one of them except for one. I liked Ghost, Ether, Big Chill, Focus, Never Be. I just didn't like Outdone. That's all I can say. That's the only track. It was close to being a complete one. And by the way, actually, this is not an album. It's actually an EP. So, anyways, yeah, I think it was pretty good. Smoker, how I met him. If you kind of was curious about it, um, I think I really came across him because of Fugal. Fugal was doing collabs and his sound also standed out. And this is another reason how I came across with GGG. He'll be featured into this, obviously. But Smoker, yeah, he's introduced from me from Fugal, and I don't know, I just liked his style. And then I hit him up like 2 years after the fact that Fugal collabed rated. I think it was either 2000. I think it was 2024 actually when we did the projects actually. So yeah, it was 2 years, or if it was a year after when Fugal and him did a song, I decided to check out his stuff, and it seemed pretty really good and crafted. I was really impressed by it. But anyways, I hit him up, and he said he liked my stuff too as well, which seemed like we have a connection. And we made Run It Up and a couple more songs. Some of them are unreleased, and I don't know if they'll be ever uploaded. Actually, I don't think it will be uploaded. But I will tell you that we've been contacting still. Actually, we're still friends. I don't know when we'll make another track, but um, anyways, I think he's good. I will say. Next one is Overlooked by Me. I will say that's my favorite album. I will say. Um, the songs that I like off of the album, and they're my favorite. I like Kind of Stupid is a good one. Um, I like Art of Expecting. I like The Thrills. It's okay. You Don't Belong sounded really amazing. Exposure was a good one, I will say, and that's all I can say for my favorite albums. I will say. I mean, favorite songs off of the album. There's a lot of songs I just didn't like really doing, to be honest with you, to put it out there. But anyways, I'm pretty proud of the way how it turned out for Overlooked. It's pretty impressive. A lot of stories and a lot of deep things happened in that era, and that's why you could see it's pretty big. I will say, to tell you the truth. So, anyways, the next one is Currents by Tame Impala. And I also, before when I get into the topic of Currents of Tame Impala, this will be all. I should have said this way up there. I should have said that way, 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 way up there. But I'm gonna make it parts actually because I'm gonna be talking my head off. And if I keep talking my head off about the stories and stuff, it's not gonna make it into 2 hour video. It's gonna be a long video. So this might as well be just parts as well. Um, anyways, Let me search up Tame Impala. Tame Impala, how I came across them was 2022, the end of 2022, in between the beginning of the year. Actually, I think it was the beginning of the year 2023 when I came across him. And his sound just sounded really impressive. And like, even like the behind the scenes, he had so many gadgets for like trying to produce his guitar sound or whatever. And I was genuinely surprised by how he had it set up. And I was like, oh, I have to buy this now for my guitar. And actually, he's the reason kind of why I was inspired to actually get a guitar. And I actually did. I bought myself a guitar. I think we had the photo of me getting the guitar, but going to like a music store was such an awesome experience to try out. It was pretty impressive. I I was really impressed. You know what's even cool about the music room or the music store is that they can offer lessons, and that's amazing. I would love to do it actually. I don't know why, but I didn't do it before. It's probably because we were just focusing on moving, and we just didn't want to bother into doing it because that'd be wasting our time. But yeah, I think I would love to take up lessons to know how to use instruments, honestly. I really love music, honestly. It's just something about it. It's just so special. And I like it. That's why I like it. It's branched out really great. You're probably asking what kind of guitar did I get? I got like probably like an acoustic one, something like that. I don't know really what it is. I don't know my instruments. There's a whole different genre branched out. Anyways, um, not talk. Need to stop talking about the backstories a little bit more. Maybe I'll talk about backstories. Screw it. It's just a part one. But anyways, my favorite songs for the current um album, um, I think I like "Let It Happenings." Yes, I'm changing. Eventually, Gossip. That had a really good instrumental as the song, and I really loved it. The less the know, the better is a great one. Past Life, Disciples, Cause I'm a Man. Heck yeah, had a lot of great songs that was popping off, and I was really impressed by it. Um, I don't know what else I would say about. It was around the time when I was also taking serious notice on what's his name, Tyler the Creator as well. It combined basically the sound of how I felt kind of at the time when I was making Yellow and Gray Feelings for my SoundCloud and stuff. So, anyways, that's all I can say for the Currents uh, by Tame Impala, the album for Tame Impala. Next one is Ballads 1, Joji. So Joji, how I've heard from him, you know, this is strange to say, but I remember telling somebody that I know that I was a Joji fan in 2020 and actually didn't really actually know Joji, to tell you the truth. I Joji really, sorry if you hear that noise in the background, that's my tablet and my phone. But when it was the year 2022 and um the Glimpse of Us came out and it was trending on the trending page, and I remembered like listening to that sound, and I remembered when that came out I was at Myers working in the bottle room, and it was really good. It sounded really interesting, so I decided to go and check out his channel, and then I remembered, oh yeah, that's what that one, not even my friend anymore, will never ever be my friend unless he actually whatever. I'm not gonna get into details for that. But anyways, it reminded me of Joji. And that was the guy that he was talking about at the time. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, we'll have to check this out. So I go and check it out. And I go check out his other stuff too. And they are amazing. Which I think Joji's also on somewhere around here, maybe in a different part. I'm not sure. But, anyways, Joji was like the first person that kind of really shocked me because the I didn't know there was a documentary about this stuff at all. He's the first guy that introduced me into like documentary. Like I had genuinely no idea that he was a YouTuber, Filthy Frank. I was not aware of that. I was not aware of that. And when he did that clock meme, I was like, "Oh, that's him? What?" Yeah, I was genuinely I didn't know who Joji was. I really didn't know who Joji was. I'm being honest. Shame on me, I guess. People are gonna shame me because I didn't pay attention really much about this, but dang, it was just impressive. And so, anyways, I'm getting a little bit with the impressed with this, what I'm saying. Um, anyways, the songs I liked on this album, or is it? Yeah, it's the album. Attention, Slow Dancing in the Dark, Test Drive, Wanted You, Yeah, Right, Why Am I Still in LA, No Fun, Come Through, R.I.P. featuring Trippie Redd. He had a lot of great songs, I will say, off of the album, and it was pretty cool when I like took a listen and watched the YouTube video because his eyes every time when he like talks, his eyes starts to glow. Pretty cool. And he's genius for that. He's a genius. Like, dang. All right, next one is Sega Superstars. This is a soundtrack for the Sega Superstars tennis. Um, it's a Wii game basically, and this is something I grew up in 2012 through 2014, I believe. And I remember playing at the time when it was winter time. I always was oohing and eyeing on the sounds, the way how it was, and I was just playing the game while I was listening to the sounds and stuff. And I actually 2024 or 2023, I looked at the soundtrack and I was pretty impressed by how many sounds were on there. Obviously, there was a lot of songs off of the game that really impressed me. Um, I don't know if I should tell you the favorites. I was really impressed by. Sorry, hold on a second. I'm loading it up. So I like the title sound. I like the main menu sound. I like Planet Superstars. Um, yeah, I like the sound. This is the songs I like. Credits. I like the credit song, obviously. Um, Space here. Oh, well, there's a lot of songs. Apparently, I can't tell you all of them, but I could tell you the one that really stand out for the that literally gave me the vibe was the beginning, the main menu music, and the trailer as well. The sound for that as well impressed me really hard. It's just a vibe. It just gives you the vibe. You just think about it in the wintertime, you'd be, wow, this actually hits me differently. It will. So I guess that's what I can tell you off of how um why I think that was good. I think it just gave me a vibe. I just like that as why it's the album itself. Um, Next one is Anxiety Time. Sorry for a little brain fart. I was just focusing on voice to text for my phone to tell you. Um, so Anxiety Time by Triple G, which is a guy I was introduced, obviously talking a little bit. I mean, it was earlier. I was talking about how I met Smoker, and this is another guy that I also met from Fugal. And I really liked the Anxiety Time. Me and him did a collab song on Perfectly Fine, which was a good one, which is the upcoming one we'll talk about more about. I like Time Heals. And fun fact, I've heard from Time Heals, he did that all in one take, I believe, when he made that song. I remember him telling me that story. And then I like Late Night, Only One, Scared, Friend and Enemy, Stay Here Tonight. And out of all like the tracks off of the album, I think Only One really hit it. Scared really hit it, and it really impressed me. So those were like the two tracks I think that really were really great for that um album. So the next one is Perfectly Fine by Triple G. And the songs that I liked, Since You Are Happy, Give Up, Red Light, Crazy in Love, Play in the Rain, Overthink, When I Grow Up, and last but not least, me and Gigi's song that we did called Vibin'. And the songs that, I mean, what really intrigued me about the um, album, I was really impressed by the cover art. And what I was really wishing and I was hoping for GGG just to put me on a song and have the art cover to be the song, but instead he took it to a different route. He decided to do a different it'd be like a different cover, and I just didn't like that about the song itself. With that, what we did, I just wished it was like the cloud picture that he had. Um, so if you want to like look at these two albums, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, these two are actually on SoundCloud. So they're not. I mean, if you want to check out GGG too, I believe he has a song called. Is it Lonely? I don't know. But GGG is also on YouTube as well. He did a song with Fugal, and it's on there. Fugal rhyme GGG. You put type that all in there. It's Fugal space rhyme. You know how to spell rhyme, and Triple G, and you'll find that song. Um. Anyways, um, another song that's all. I mean, another album that's on to SoundCloud as well is 273 Days. I can't tell you the songs because, well, I could tell you some of the songs that I think me and Fugal did that are on there, but one of them really standed out when we did the 273 days. There was a track called Summertime, is it Sadness or Summertime Swisher? That song literally gave me a vibe when I'm at home. I will say that was impressive. I can't tell you the songs because he has it listed private. I wished it wasn't listed at private. I wish he didn't do that. Come on, Fugo. I wish you didn't do that. Come on. But anyways, um, Fugo and I did a song called "Wake Up," and it's also on this album as well. But he also switched that song also to private. I did talk a little bit in the ranking and reviewing my old slash new music. If you want to check it out, you can find more story on it, I think. Or I just probably just put it at a easy ranking. I'm not sure, but anyways, I think it was okay. The whole vibe of it was just impressive because he kept dropping track by track a little bit when he was doing it. It just kept on surprising me. And when he was making this, it was the first ever conversation that we've been having on Snapchat. And this is the friendship, the beginning of the friendship of me and Fugle. It's awesome. This takes place 2022. But anyways, next one is "We Love You, Tekka." By Lil Tecca, obviously. "We Love You, Tecca" by Lil Tecca. A lot of songs I will say off of the "We Love You, Tecca" are really amazing. I really like that Ransom song. It was it was a Lyrical Lemonade video, and when I was like, the first time I've ever heard from him was the song Ransom, and I remembered I was like listening to the song on my dad's laptop, and it was just sort of an experience because we had like this wooden table we put it on, and I remembered feeling the touch of the table, and it was just so smooth. And I had a blanket on my lap, and I was just looking at YouTube videos, and it was enjoying, I will say. It was cool. So, if you're wondering what the songs I like off of the "We Love You, Tecca" by Lil Tecca, I liked Ransom, I like Shots, I like Side Note, Did It Again, Out of Luck, Left Right, Bossa Nova, Amigo, Weatherman, Love Me, Molly Girl, Senorita, Count Me Out, and the remix obviously with Juice World. I love that. I really like I like that. I thought that was a vibe. Even too with the little Tekka stuff too. That was also I believe a montage as well, but that was a deleted one. That was part of the deleted collection. I will say off of that. And yeah. That's all I can say from Lil Tekka. It's pretty cool. Next one is Certified Hitmaker by Lil Mosey. Um I liked So Fast, This Wild, Speed Racing, Stuck in the Dream, Rose Gold, Dreamin', Jet to the West. Vibe around there even had like Blueberry Fagos, another huge thing. And fun fact for me, like coming from Lil Mosey, I'm a fan of his work, I will say, and I was there when I remembered they leaked the song onto YouTube, Blueberry Faygo. I remembered it, and it was some guy that his channel. I don't know if it got deleted or what, but it was a YouTube video, and I remembered listening to that song, and I was like, I know this is going to make a hit. This took place in my living room when I was like listening to it. I remembered and I just knew this was a hit. And if Lil Mosey dropped his leak stuff, it would be so viral. Like from that standpoint, when if it was like leaked and stuff and it gets officially released, it was a good thing about his career. If we did that with his other songs being put onto the album, you know how it would be very looking forward thing to do, but ever since things been changed and according to the source that Lil Mosey, I don't know, it was false accusations. That's what I've been heard when I was like in 2023 or 2024. He was falsely accused of rape, which was the most disgusting thing that somebody would do, honestly. But anyways, yeah, Certified Hitmaker was also part of my actually, fun fact too. Back when I did Fortnite montages, when the name was transferred from 49 Wars to Senpal, I remembered I had a group of um Fortnite montages. This was 2017, are talking about with this story, 2017 or 2018, somewhere around there, I know. I actually took the leaked song before it was actually released in 2019. When the song actually got released, the leaked Blueberry Fig, I took that song and I made it into a montage. It was impressive. It was like before I even got out. It's so cool. I remembered it being a montage. It was just so cool, and that's the sound I got it from out of it. It's pretty awesome. Um, Next one is "Die for My You Know What." Baby Keem by Baby Keem. Um, so when it was 2022. I'm at the gym and I I don't know. I was just working out and I was listening to Baby Keem's Melodic Blue, which will be talked about. I came across his other stuff, his albums and stuff, and it really shocked me. It had even more awesome songs on there. It's pretty cool. Anyways, I like the song Stats, Honest, Mosh Pit, Slice Interlude, Top Ramen, My Ex, Orange Soda. I like that. In it also, Orange Soda was going to be a montage for chapter three, season one. It was going to be a released one, but that was back when I was traumatically getting fed up with my channel and just didn't make it onto the channel. It was just disgusting. I don't know why life was just awful around there, but just stopped doing it. But anyways, it's a good track. I think it was something with the sound. That's why I like the Die for My album by Baby Keem. I will say. So, anyways, the next one is Let's Start Here with Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty's album. I didn't really pay attention to him when I was really young because I thought he didn't sound really great at the time. But unfortunately, when we got to Let's Start Here, I was really impressed at the way how he had that sound. You know, the song Poland, right, from him. It was the inspired sound off of it, and that's how he got the album Let's Start Here crafted. Um, Let's Start Here had the most outstanding sounds. That kind of mixed in really well with me just starting off with listening to um the album Currents by Tame Impala. It was a perfect transition with it in a way. Something about the vibe just hit it really good. And so the songs that I like off of this album is The Ride, Running Out of Time, Pretty, The Zone, Drive Me Crazy, Say Something. There's good songs. And the most song that really gave me really joy was the song Pretty, I will say. I just love the way Fushi was on it and the way how Lil Yachty was on that and the sound was just impressive. I really think Pretty on that album really stood out for the whole root of the whole thing. It was just amazing. That's why I say it changed my perception a little, or not little, but a lot with sort of with Lil Yachty actually with the song. And yeah, that's all I can say. He just reminds me of 2022 instead of 2016. That's all I can say. It's just fresh crafted, I will say. It was just he did. He was. I've heard that Lil Yachty was being called a joke for the way he was making music and stuff. And honestly, I mean, I didn't like any of his stuff when I was young. That's all I can say. I just wasn't really interested, I guess, to say to Lil Yachty, but I do really like some songs now. If I'm reflecting back to the Lil Yachty's earlier days, I'm kind of liking it now. But anyways, the next one is obviously the Melodic Blue by Baby Keem, and Melodic Blue, I like Range Brothers. I remembered it's summertime, and when I was like listening to this, I like First Order of Business. Actually, I think it was like between September and December, like somewhere around there of 2022. I listened to this. It was really impressive. The sound was really awesome. The whole vibe of it was just so awesome. First Order of Business just hits it, and it just takes me back to chapter 3, season 1. That's another new memory, I guess. I will say. So, Black Blue had more songs on there. We can go there, I suppose. Baby Keem, the Melodic Blue album. Sorry, I'm using voice thing. I like Trademark USA, Pink Panties, Scapegoats, Range Brothers, Issues, Gorgeous, Coca, Family Ties. Great songs on there. Great songs, I will say. Next one is Flower Boy, Tyler the Creator. Um, I love the art on this, I will say, from Tyler the Creator. It's a cool picture, and I like the colors. The yellow, orange, the bee idea, and the sunflower idea just matches really well with the aesthetic of the art cover. I love it. Um, yeah, I like See You Again was another great song that made it onto the thing. Who That Boy was a good one. Pothole's a great one. Boredom's a great one. Mr. Lonely slash 911. Um, yeah, those were really great tracks, I'd say, that standed out really with the album. I will say that was pretty cool and enjoying, I suppose. Um, when I listened to Flower Boy, I think it was either 2019 or if it was like 2023 when I took a really serious into it. Somewhere, what between, not between, but one of those years, I know for sure I had to check out on it. It's really cool. I'm not really with the story though, but anyways, the next one is Igor, Tyler the Creator. That album came out 2019. Igor, Tyler the Creator. Igor really standed out really well with Tyler the Creator. I will say that's an amazing album by him. I will say that's like my favorite one out of his discography. I remembered when he was like releasing it actually when this song list came out. It was 2019. I know for sure it was. And then I liked Earthquake. I like Igor's theme. I just love how the synths are on this. It's so hard. It's like a movie. Like, on Adult Swim, there was the show. It's not Andy's show, right? Oh, the Andre show. It's like that aesthetic with the way how Igor was sort of created. It's like that type of vibe. When Tyler the Creator joined on there, you can literally get the vibe or something out of it. I don't know. It's some strange connection to it. But I really love the hard synths. This is like, if I have to rank this, I think this is like the top 10 album. It would make it definitely on the list. Anyways, the songs that I liked was obviously Igor's theme, Earthquake, I think, exactly what you came for, but that was just a skit. Running Out of Time, New Magic Wand, A Boy Is a Gun, Puppet, What's Good, Gone Gone, Thank You. Um, the songs that really hits the album really great is New Magic Wand, Running Out of Time, Earthquake, and Igor's Theme. Those are like the only songs I can say out of the whole album was really great out of it, I will say. Um, I think I remembered, I don't know if this is true or not, but I think I took Earthquake and it was going to be a Fortnite montage, I believe. Oh no, it was. Yeah, it was. I do remember that. And I don't have the video clip because I obviously deleted it. But I remembered it being on as like a montage I was creating. And I remember trick shotting when I was doing like Earthquake. It was cool. That I will say off of the whole entire album. Anyways, next one is Call Me If You Get Lost. I was pretty impressed by the aesthetic, and Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler the Creator is a perfect way to say it's a movie, like a cinematic, I will say, an impressive cinematic movie for an album like to be described. And it was just so action and the energy, you can just feel the energy through the music videos. It was pretty impressive with the way this was. um Anyways, let me search it up. Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler the Creator. If we can. Why does it not want to come out that way? So I like Sir Baudelaire. I like Caroso. I like Lemonhead. What's Your Name? Lumberjack. Hot Wind Blows. Massa. Sweet, I Thought You Wanted to Dance. Rise. Jaggernaut. Safari. Wharf Talk. Heaven to Me, Sorry Not Sorry. This is also a deluxe too as well, came with it as well. The song I can say that literally hit was like Lumberjack, Lemonhead, and Jaggernaut. It was impressive. Wilshire even too was a good one that hit it really well as well. They really hit the album. It just hits the album. Anyways, next one is Blonde by Frank Ocean. Um, I love this. It was 2023. I started to really love Frank Ocean. I didn't really take Frank Ocean seriously back in the older days. Didn't really hear too much really from him. I might have like 2020. I think I remembered him doing one of his songs was like trending on TikTok when I was in the TikTok era. I remembered it being one of his songs. In No Sleepless Seats, it's a mattress. It's like that song. I think it was in My Room song. I think what he did. But anyways, the album Blonde. So I went and revisited Frank Ocean in 2023, and his whole. I remembered it was just a calming vibe, and when I went to listen to it, it just took me to a different universe where it was just calming and relaxing, and the aesthetics just stands out of the album. Songs that I really liked were Nike's Ivy, Pink Plus White, Be Yourself, Solo, Self Control, Good Guy, Nights. It was really great. I like that one, I will say. I really when I was listening to Frank Ocean for the first time, I was pretty impressed. I mean, I was like really wanting him to drop the album, but he just chose to show up to a Coachella in 2023 and he appeared on there but just didn't want to release the album. He didn't want to announce it, which sucked. Ty Hold on. Taylor Swift Reputation. And the next one is obviously what I just said. So with this album, I did something bad. Don't Blame, great one. So It Goes. Getaway Car was a great one. I think I like the art cover for this one. I like Ready for It, Endgame, I Did Something Bad, Delicate, Look What You Made Me Do, and all these other cool songs on there. Some of it had some lyrics dissing Kanye, and I had no idea that Kanye West was beefing with Taylor Swift back in 2022. I really didn't really know about any of this stuff, and I'm sorry. I should. It sounds like I should be knowing about this stuff, and I really wasn't back then. But when I was like looking at that, I was really curious because there was a documentary of this history that they had a feud, and it was just so awesome. And she's Taylor Swift and the Kanye thing kind of rooted the cause of me having a great purpose of a direction why I should be making music. It just proves that I can make music good and I can make it expressible now. They're the ones that make me want to now express everything I do in life to make it into a song. They're the prime example of why they're really great, awesome inspiration from me. I mean, for me, it just had a point to be proven. But anyways, I the songs that really hit really hard, I will say, "Gorgeous" is a hitted song. I will say for this album. "Look What You Made Me Do" was another hit for the album. "Delicate," "Endgame," "Ready for It." "Dress" was another good one that was also good. I will say. I think those were really good. And then my birthday, the 24th of 2025, I decided to take a listen to the album. And I'm sorry I didn't do a birthday video for the whole channel. But anyways, um, I was listening to the album fully, and I came across some more great songs on the album as well. I just didn't really focus too much with the album. But anyways, I think it was okay. I will say off of the album. I think that's kind of cool. I think that's like probably like the second one out of, or no, the third out of favorite albums out of from Taylor Swift. Next one is 1989 Taylor Swift album. Hold on a second. 1989 album. Okay. So Taylor Swift, this with this album, I really liked Welcome to New York, Blank Space, Style, Out of the Woods, Shake It Off, Bad Blood, Wildest Dreams. Those are like, I can tell you all those songs are the only root of the reason why I loved the album 1989. It was just the vibe. I remembered when Bad Blood came out, and this was 2014, right? So I was in fourth grade at the time in elementary school, and I don't know if I was like looking forward to the Ice Age movie, The Continental Drift. I I could be wrong. That was like 2012. I remembered it being such a cool vibe. I remembered something like that. Um, Anyways, I remember it would be on ABC, I think, when that song was released. There was something big about that song that was like on the news outlets, and it just intrigued me for some reason. And I know what the Bad Blood song between Taylor Swift was about is about Katy Perry, and that was another feud I didn't know that was actually happening. Happening, sorry. I had no idea. There was a lot of cool stuff about it. But anyways, next one is Super Mario Bros. Wii soundtrack. I love the game itself, and it's extremely nostalgic. all the songs from the soundtrack are really great. The root of, if I have to say, that describes why it's my favorite album is I like the World 7 soundtrack, the music of the background when you're at that World 7 just hits. And then not just only that, but World 5 soundtrack was really good. Um, World 3, World 1, World 4, they were all great. They were great, I will say. And that's what I'll say. Next one is Norse Best. I don't have to use my phone for this because I can tell you what my favorite ones are. Bust Down Cardi, Coterior, um, Trap Star, that's my you know what. Um, Booth Pack, pretty much all the songs except for one. I think it was actually That's My Bitch. That it's not my favorite one. But all the songs except for that song, I will say. And Kamikaze, that track is the one that standed out with this album being this like my favorite. Kamikaze Notice is the main roots I will say off of his album that really stand it out. I will say. Next one is More Life. More Life by Drake. Um, am I recording? Oh, I'm at 1 hour already. Dang. Um. Anyways, one song really caught my eye, and I came across Passion Fruit. Passion Fruit standed out really hard. It was like the first song I've ever heard off of the album because it was some trend I remembered, and it just sounded really good. I love the aesthetic of the song, and I think that's like the only reason why More Life was my favorite. But then the year 2024 or 2025, this year, I went into the songs and stuff and I found really awesome other songs cool. Free Smoke is a great one. No Long Talk is a great one. Um, Teenage Love was a great one as well. Or Teenage Fever, right? Yeah, it is Teenage Fever. I was surprised that KMT was a stolen flow for XXXTentacion, obviously, because XXXTentacion made a song called Look at Me, and Drake decided to make a track called KMT to steal his cadence or something out of it. Crazy. But, anyways, Don't Disturb is a great one as well. Yeah, just only Passion Fruit, I would say, that made it really great for the album, I will say. Next one is Scorpion. Scorpion by Drake. Survival, Nonstop, Elevate, Emotionless, God's Plan, I'm Upset, 8 out of 10, Mob Ties, Sandra's Rose. God's Plan was really the one that stand out off of this album. And then when I started to look at that Kanye West slash Drake drama or the feud that was going on, I look back at this and it's just so impressive. Like if I go look at a genius lyrical breakdown of the story of meaning of hidden context, this was perfectly a great vibe to describe why I think Scorpion might be a great reason why it's a great album for some reason. I just think it was awesome to like look back at it and learn a lot more with it. And yeah, I think I like More Life. It was a great album, I will say. I'm Upset stands out. God's Plan stands out. That's I think all I think that standed out off of it. Next one is Her Loss. Her Loss by Drake. Rich Flex was a great one. On BS was a great one. Back Outside Boys, Privileged Rappers, Been About You, Treacherous Twins, Circle Loco, Pussy in Millions. This was when this album came out. I was at Myers and I was pushing carts at the time of me listening to the whole album, and I remember Drake getting in contact with Ice Spice at the time when I was like at Myers. Drake and Ice Spice linked up, and I think Drake dissed Ice Spice on the Back Outside Boys. It's pretty cool. I didn't know that diss tracks. I didn't really pay attention to diss tracks really much, you know. Like I said, I just wasn't aware of what these songs had be like very deeper. It's very deeper. But when it got to diss tracking, I thought it was pretty cool how Drake would diss somebody on a cool, hard, awesome beat. It was just flex right there. It's a flex. Um, but anyways, the album, the songs that I thought that really affected me to like this album was Rich Flex, Back Outside Boys, Hours in Silence. Those were like the main reasons why that album was my favorite. It's just how it would be the vibe, I guess. Next one is For All My Dogs, Drake. Um, I don't know why that's not showing up. That's strange. But anyways, the songs that I like off of For All My Dogs was Virginia Beach, Daylight, which was a sad one, I will admit. IDGAF with Yeet was a good one. Slime You Out was a good one. What Would Pluto Do was a cool one, I guess. I liked. And then there was like a deluxe thing too as well that had Morgan Wallen as featured as a music video. I think the root of the song that caused me that liked me to like the album was Daylight and IDGAF. I think that's all I can think of as it being an awesome first person shooter as well. It was another good one as well. I will say that was also another reason why I liked it. But anyways, next one is Views by Drake. Um, I like the picture. I think that was pretty hard how Drake is so small on top of a tower. It was crazy. And then this was like him back when he did a Young Money group with Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj as a collaboration. I thought that was sort of iconic in a way. Um, I like songs like that's off of the album. Feel No Ways. One Dance was a good one. Grammys was okay. Too Good was alright, I suppose. Hotline Bling. Hotline Bling with the One Dance just hits really good. And even Nine, I will say those three songs are the root of the reason why the album for Drake's Views album was great. Anyways, the next one is Die Playboy Cardi Die. What? Not dialect. Die. So 2024, shockingly, I decided to take a listen to this, and I remembered I was in the basement, and I was like, it was really dark. no really much sunlight coming from a window really. But I listened to the album all the way and wow, had so many great songs on there. And it became my favorite one. I like songs like Long Time, R.I.P., Lean for Real, excuse me, Love Hurts, Shoota, Poke It Out, Fell in Love, um, Mileage, Flatbed Freestyle was a good one. Middle of the Summer was a good one. R.I.P. Fredo, Notice Me. Yeah, those were like really great songs, I will say, off the album. The songs that I think that were really stand out for the album for me, that got me really loving the album was Long Time, R.I.P. Fredo was another one that stand out. Polka Out sounded amazing. Flatbread, and I think those are the only ones that stand out off of the dialect. Next one is exclamation mark Trippy Red. Um, yeah, I think it was okay. I think the album was great. Trying to find the album if I can, please get me to it, please. I liked the exclamation mark song. I like I try. That was like the only one that standed out. Oh no, there was another one. Under Enemy Arms with I Try is the great root of why I love the album. I will say off of that album by Trippy. Next one is a love letter to you four. Um I like This Ain't That, Six Kiss, Hate Me featuring Young Boy, The Grinch, I think was the one that stand out off of the album for me. Death was a good one featuring with the baby. Um, yeah, I think that's all for that album. I liked. I will say off of the Trippy Red album, LA Love Letter 4. Next one is Stony Post Malone. Um, I liked the art cover of this, and it was impressive. I will say my favorite songs contain Deja Vu featuring Justin Bieber, No Option, White Iverson, I Fall Apart, Go Flex, Too Young, Congratulations. I think that's all I can say off of the album I liked. And then the root of the songs I liked was Deja Vu. I came back to listening to the album again, and boy, Deja Vu hit me. It's really good. I was really enjoyed when I was listening to it. I think Deja Vu is a reason why I like the album. White Iverson is a great reason why I like the album. Congratulations is a great reason why I like the album. I think those were the only three I think that were mainly the reason why I like the album. That's all I can say for that one. Next one is another one by Post Malone, Beer Bongs and Bentleys. Post Malone. Um, I liked I liked the art cover. I swear the art cover looks cool. Like just a CD. I'm thinking about doing an idea. I'm gonna do an idea of that with an album someday. I don't know when I will do it, but it would be pretty cool if I did it. Just I don't know how I'd come into designing a CD place. I mean CD with a disc into its container. I just love the idea. It's just so creative for some reason. Um, I like songs like Zack and Codeine, Rich and Sad, Taking Shots, Rockstar, Over Now, Psycho, Better Now, Ball for Me, '92 Explorer, Candy Paint, and Sugar Raff. I didn't know Post Malone like literally dissed Anthony Fantano as well on that Sugar Rafe song, which was pretty crazy. And also too is that um I think my favorite ones, the only reason why I like it, the album, is because I like Psycho, Better Now, Candy Paint, and Sugar Raff or Rafe, I think. I think those were like the only ones that was the reason why I liked it. It was just the aesthetic and the vibe of it just hits me. And I think Beer Bongs and Bentleys takes me to like a place where I was like in marching band, like on the field. I think I remembered somebody like playing like a song when we were just preparing to march on the field when it was like a football game and we were just gonna perform for the whole city. And yeah, it was kind of cool around those times, I will say. And the song was played when we were marching, I think. I don't know if it was actually, I don't think it was on this album. Actually, it was on the Hollywood's Bleeding album. It was Circles being played. Has nothing to deal with Beer Bongs Bentley, but I think Post Malone, I think that's my first, I think, favorite album by Post Malone, I will say. Next one is Hollywood's Bleeding, Post Malone. Um, I think this is where I really got to know Post Malone, I think. And my favorite songs on this is Saint Tropez, Enemies, Circles, obviously, Die For Me, Take What You Want From Me, Ozzy Osbourne and Travis Scott, um, Sunflower, Internet, Goodbyes, Myself, Wow. Those were like the songs on the album that I like. And the roots, I will say, like that really, I really loved that made me like the album was Saint Tropez, Circles, Take What You Want From Me, Ozzy Osbourne and Travis Scott, Sway Lee's and Post Malone's Sunflower, and Wow. I think those were like the only reasons why I really loved the album by Post Malone, Hollywood's Bleeding, I will say. They were my favorite, I will say. Next one is Purpose. Purpose by Justin Bieber. I do remember when this, like when Justin Bieber was like popping off. This is not like the first time I've ever heard of Justin Bieber. No, it's not the first one I've heard from Justin Bieber. The first time I've ever heard from Justin Bieber was when he dropped Baby, and then I remembered listening to it on my sister's iPod, and I remember iTunes was really way different. Like Apple Music was really different. It was just focused on iTunes, and I remembered I was there when they were doing it. And I missed the fact where they had it scrolled down where you can like swipe to like a specific album and you could pick a song off of it. If I could find my iPod, I would like to go and get it fixed or something, and so that way I can play on the iPod. But man, I don't know. Maybe they shut it off completely with every single one of them. I don't know. It was strange when I went to like, I think this was like 2020, I believe. I went to turn on the iPod that I found that was in the mirror drawer, and I opened it and I found the iPod and I went to turn it on and it worked. But then it had like a logo thing on there and I tried to get it off and it just didn't want to get off for some reason. And I just went and charged it up and let it charge and it charged all the way and just doesn't want to let go of this day for some reason. But anyways, sorry about the huge stories and stuff. Um, Purpose. Um, when Justin Bieber released this, I believe I was focused on Ellen DeGeneres show, and it was like when he was performing for the show, I suppose, when he was performing one of his songs. And Ellen DeGeneres with Justin Bieber, they have some kind of great connection, I suppose. And for some stupid, this is gonna sound funny with what I'm gonna say, but um, when I describe a vibe, I'm describing it as like a ear cleaner, like a Q-tip. I like describe this as like all these toiletries for some reason. I just don't understand. It's like a vibe of when you're like looking at these products. It's just strange. But anyways, the songs that I loved on the Purposed album was like Mark My Words, What Do You Mean, Sorry, Love Yourself, Company, No Pressure, No Sense, The Feeling. I think those were really cool songs. And then the root of the songs that made me want to love the album was the Sorry, What Do You Mean, Mark My Words, Love Yourself, Company. Those were like the only songs I think hit the mark with me, like in the album, I will say. And Sorry by Justin Bieber is like the biggest sort of song out of his discography, or maybe it took the top spot. But Justin Bieber was really, when he was young, he was really crazy. He was really spazzing out, trying to balance like a relationship with Selena Gomez. But sorry, yeah, I yeah, he just was apologizing for his past behavior because it was so childish of him and he caused huge trouble. Even my mom does not like Justin Bieber for his incompetent attitude. And I was like, what? But anyways, and then I heard there was like a documentary of stuff, and I took a listen to it, and it was like reasons why he was feeling some way with his whole attitude, and felt so uncomfortable with being in the industry itself. But anyways, the I like the album. Next one is Changes by Justin Bieber. Um, Surprisingly, I think there's like a couple songs I like on here. It's actually six or five songs I think I have that are on this, and I love it. Um. Anyways, my favorite songs off of Changes was "Come Around Me," "Attentions," "Yummy," "Forever," "Second Emotion." Um. Yeah, that's all I can say. And when I look at this album, it just takes me back to 2021. It just takes me back to like a wedding, and the song Intentions was being played at my cousin's wedding, and that just stands out with the root of the character of this album, actually, for some reason. But, anyways, yeah, it was really crazy because I remembered listening to it and it was part of the background. It was awesome. I think it was really enjoying to actually go to that specific spot, and I really liked it. Anyways, um, the song that really shocked me and surprised me that I found to be really enjoying was like back in like 2023. I went to look at, or reflect on the album itself again, and I seen "Come Around Me," and "Come Around Me" didn't expect it to be such a really poppin' hoppin' track, but boy, it really surprised me. I like that track. And the root of the whole thing, the reason why I love this album is because of "Come Around Me." Intentions sets the whole entire mood off the album, by the way. Yummy was another one that hit the root of the album, I will say. Forever hit that root of it as well. That's all I can say for off of this album. But anyways, thank you for watching the part one. There is going to be 143 songs, as you can see right there. Yeah, I've got a lot of cool talking points to talk about with each of these favorite albums, and it's pretty awesome to do, and we'll do it one by one. There'll be 4 parts, it looks like. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, drop a like, comment, tell me what your thoughts and my views, if you want to like give a context. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.